Hey guys, welcome back. In the last video we discussed about downlink HSDPA. Now it is time for upgrading our uplink to high speed standard. So welcome to HSUPA world. I am Kamal Vij and this video is about the 8th module of my book Let's Learn 3G in 10 days. As the two names HSDPA and HSUPA sound very similar, we can expect a lot of similarities between them. That's true. Both of these systems have common features like Node B based scheduling, layer 1 retransmissions, shorter TTI interval, multi-code operation, etc. But other than these similarities, there are some differences too. For instance, HSDPA uses a fixed spreading factor, but HSUPA uses a variable spreading factor with 8 values, 256, 128, 64 down to 2. I want to remind you, Release 99 DCH channels do not allow spreading factor 2, but HSUPA does. Number 2. HSDPA does not use fast power control, but HSUPA does, just like Release 99 DCH channels. Number 3. In HSDPA, UE is always connected to only one node B, but in HSUPA, soft handover with up to 3 cells is possible. Number 4. HSDPA operation can be summarized in 2 steps. First, node B notifies UE, and then second step sends user data to UE. But in HSUPA, node B has no idea whether UE has some data to send or not. Therefore, first of all, UE must request for resources. Second step, node B should allocate the uplink resources, and then UE should send uplink user data. Next, I want to discuss the protocols related to HSUPA functionality with you. To understand HSUPA, we will begin with Release 99 protocol stack from module 6. To this existing 3G protocol stack, few modifications are added in 3.5G HSUPA, which are shown in blue color in this picture. MAC-E protocol in node B performs resource allocation, layer 1 hybrid ARQ, link adaptation, etc. MAC-ES protocol in RNC is responsible for macro diversity combining if EDCH channel is in soft handover with 2 or more node Bs. Now from MAC layer, if we go one step down, we see physical layer. And to understand physical layer procedures of HSUPA, we must know HSUPA physical channels. There are 2 new uplink channels and 3 new downlink physical channels. Names of all these release 6 channels start with capital E, because official name of HSUPA is Enhanced Uplink DCH. As we saw in module 4 about Release 99 channels, in uplink there are 2 channels, DP-DCH and DP-CCH. Similarly, for HSUPA we have got 2 uplink channels, EDP-DCH and EDP-CCH, where E for enhanced. EDP-DCH carries uplink data and EDP-CCH carries uplink layer 1 control information. Among other things, this control channel also carries a happy bit. Now after getting this happy bit, node B scheduler finds out whether UE would like to have more uplink resources or he is satisfied with the current allocation. In downlink, there are 3 channels and all of them are used for signaling. Let's begin with relative grant channel. The relative grant channel for EDCH can have 3 values, up, down and hold, which is used to increase or decrease the resource grant by 1 step compared to the current resource grant. Relative grant is used to fine-tune the resource allocation to the actual need of UE. But if node B wants to make a big increase or decrease in the resource allocation, it can use absolute grant channel for EDCH, EAGCH. Using this channel, node B can signal the exact power level which UE can use for the next transmission. The last channel in this picture has a very complicated name but a very simple job to do. It's called Hybrid ARQ channel for EDCH or EHICH. Using this channel, node B signals a feedback to UE about whether the last reception was successful or not. So it's a simply acknowledgement channel. Because if it was not successful, UE must retransmit. But the good news is this retransmission will be done at layer 1 between UE and node B. So it is much faster than the retransmissions of uplink of Release 99. As a quick summary, we can say that HSUPA operation happens in 4 steps. Number 1, UE sends resource request towards node B. Number 2, NodeB sends a resource grant to UE using relative grant channel and absolute grant channel. Number 3, UE sends HSUPA uplink data along with happy bits. Number 4, finally NodeP sends either positive or negative acknowledgement on EHIT channel. I hope this short introduction to HSUPA was helpful for you. For more, please download my book, Let's Learn 3G in 10 Days from my website wiresandwaves.net. Thank you very much and see you in the next video clip.